Felipe's in the house tonight. Whoa!
What's up, fool? What's up, fool? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the What's Up, Fool podcast.
Woo!
The most foolish podcast around. The only podcast with fool in it with over 500 episodes. We're number one. You're not. We're the best people. We got the best guests with the best stories. We got people that were in comedy, out of comedy, in between comedy, people that should have been canceled already, but somehow we keep bringing them back on the podcast, and we get tagged on emails and posts about, hey, that guy. What's up, fool? We got Rodrigo Torres here back with 285 pounds, right? You got 300?
Hell no, 283, big dog.
Hell yeah, dude.
Right, man.
We can't break that 3, fool.
I can't even break that through.
I'm good, bro. Double X for life.
Microphone?
Yeah, man. Check. Oh, it's right there.
Slow down. You gotta repeat everything you just said. From the beginning.
Yeah, I was wondering why I couldn't hear you, fool. I was tripping, dog. I'm like, oh my god.
Say it, this is the best
Yeah,
part.
fool. We're back, dog.
This is what you get when you watch it live. You watch stuff like this, dude.
What's up, Fool Podcast? What's up, everybody?
That's too loud.
We're back for the What's Up, Fool Podcast, the best podcast around, the only podcast with fool in it, with over 500 episodes. We're the best. You're not. And we have the best guests with the best stories, the best comedians, comedians that have been around, they're not around, comedians that are now writers, comedians that were canceled, comedians that should be canceled. How many times we mentioned Joy Medina in a
Oh,
bad
dude, he's
situation?
uncancelable,
Simply
bro.
the
Anyways,
best.
so Joy Medina has a new movie out, man. He got nominated for a movie a documentary. So look him up, man. He put me in the first movie, El Matador.
Classic,
Well,
baby.
I've seen posters of it, but I've never seen the movie. I don't watch it.
Yeah, there goes how much you support Latino films. You're
Enjoy
there watching Marvel movies and shit, watching make-believe shit.
He just supports himself.
Joey Medina is the only guy that was about to get canceled, but then later got canceled after. So.
What? Huh? No.
No? Oh, yeah.
Remind me, bro.
There it is right there, man.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's funny, that actor holding that those bullhorns, he quit being an actor after the movie.
Dang, wait, is that Paul Rodriguez?
Yeah,
That is
dude.
Paul
He
Rodriguez.
looks so young.
Rodriguez back in 2001, you know?
That's we don't want to talk about that.
Oh,
But,
no. I'm going to get eye cancer right now.
And yeah, man, that movie went straight to.
Blockbuster.
Straight to the Goodwill bins.
It didn't make it to like the movie theaters, right?
No, but it was at Blockbuster, though.
That Pico
Some Blockbusters that had Latino titles. Independent.
So like those movies that you would see at Blockbuster that like would say like Street Kings or stuff like that. Street Kings 2.
What's up, everybody? I don't know what this guy's talking about.
He's high, fool.
Those
We
ghetto
got Fred
movies.
Stoller right here.
In the house, Brooklyn.
I'm at some blockbusters. I'm the best 500 blockbuster comedian.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? We got Fred Stoller right here, man.
Trying to tell me where my camera is. Half V.
Say hi
That's
to
that
your
camera
friends.
right there.
Okay.
It's all you, baby.
This looks. I was looking at them and the thing. It looks like a Saturday Night Live sketch of that, like some Wayne's World kind of.
Oh, shit, what is this code doing here?
When I look at them in the camera,
Felipe's
it looks
World,
like a sketch of not like a real thing, but it's
Like
real.
we're making
This
up
is
a
real.
podcast.
SpaceX, baby.
What's up, everybody? Last night, today is Wednesday the 23rd.
It is the 23rd.
Oh, yeah,
23rd.
you're right. Sorry.
Oh, happy
22nd,
birthday.
fool.
22nd, okay.
Happy birthday.
Today's April 22nd. Tomorrow, my brother's birthday, Albert Esparza. If you're listening or anybody know who that is, or you
Feliz cumpleaños,
have a baby from him, tell him happy birthday.
Baby mom must be scrambling.
What's up, everybody, man?
What's up?
We're over here, man. I'm trying to get back to 279. That's my goal right now. I'm at 289 right now. Tops. Yeah.
I got
287.
scared. I got scared into not eating sweets Am
Yeah.
I not supposed to interrupt?
Oh no, sorry. I was at Wyatt. Dennis?
You lost weight, right? You lost weight. You look thin.
Pre-diabetic.
What?
You look like your actual toy right now.
Handy Manny.
I
good,
think
bro.
almost every meal I would have candy, ice cream.
Oh, so you're always been a sweet tooth dude?
Oh, I don't understand people who don't have sweet tooths. I get it.
Oh, I know what you mean, though.
But you're a thin guy. Like
I'm
that,
thin,
people
but
don't.
It doesn't matter, though.
I used to be a stick figure, so it all
Super
goes
skinny.
here. But I'm saying every other meal, every day, just anything I buy, I got to get a treat.
A treat, fool?
You know those things.
That's how you psych yourself
where
out.
you have those important meetings. No, I don't know what that is, but there's always like a fishbowl of candy. No mature people goes to every.
Yeah, at a massage parlor when you leave?
Yeah,
Whoa,
what?
whoa. Get a little
I
Reese's
cannot not have candy if it's around ice cream. Or maybe it's just
That's true, though,
hereditary
dog.
and I'm going to die. By Thursday, one time I saw Jackie Mason arguing with someone. He goes, "You should die by Friday."
Shoes.
I love that line. Not die, by Friday.
For give him a date.
So, what did you do with the weight, like gaining? Because you're a Felipe. What's it called? A vegan.
Yeah, I am. Well, man, last week I did, or this week I did a show at the No, I did a show at the for Netflix. That show we did with you.
Oh yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
What was that called?
Is that the Dynasty typewriter? The Netflix is a joke radio.
Yeah, so we did a show last week. We didn't get to talk about it. We did a show at the what's it called again?
Dynasty typewriter.
At the typewriter place. At the what is that place originally called?
It's what the fuck is it called?
It's in Hollywood. Barbara Shore.
The Hayworth or something like that.
Yeah, Rita Hayworth Theater it's called back in the day, but it's called that typewriter theater now, and it's owned by Netflix, I think.
Yeah.
And they have Netflix shows there, and our old road manager Charlene. Her last name is not Manson, but Charlene, our old road manager, she runs that.
There he is.
She runs the show there. They do Netflix shows there, and most of the shows are for the Netflix is a joke radio on Netflix. So once you do a show there, which is like 5 minutes, they record it for Netflix streaming on radio and Sirius. So you end up playing everywhere, and you get paid by the sound exchange. Actually, you don't get paid by sound exchange. You get paid by Netflix, right?
Yeah, I think it's the residuals, like wherever it gets played, like if it gets.
Yeah, they'll play it because trust me, on Cinco de Mayo, it'll play consistently with other Latino comedians because they gotta pack everybody at one time. What's up, fool? But you gotta check out MartinRizo's shoes, bro, that day. Put them up there, bro.
Let me see my fucking.
The fool bought this from Tres Hermanos or from fucking Canada, see?
Those are the little pilgrim shoes that you wear, fool?
Nah, bro. It look like he cut up those skater shoes. They made loafers.
The Plymouth Rocks,
Oh,
fucking.
the road shoes.
I've
Do you have a penny?
He's wearing the Air Juans, bro.
Air pesos, eh?
I haven't heard of fucking Tres Hermanos in so long. Is that me? Wait,
No, you can't.
Oh, yeah, look at that. There you go.
So you turning a new leaf or what's happening?
It looks like I fucking made some shoes out of cockroaches, bro.
Give this guy a sport coat.
He thought they were filming Netflix in the film, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, where's that picture from? That's from the Instagram
Netflix
page.
show.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I like those shoes because they make me feel taller, bro.
Yeah, my father left these shoes here for me.
Yeah, those shoes are tap dancing shoes.
in the middle of a court case.
Right now in the chat room, man, top 10 roast those shoes, man. I want everybody roast Rizzo's shoes. The thing will be fine.
We'll send you a sticker.
I need some jokes too, so please.
Yeah, man. Also, man, Rodrigo said he weighs 200 and what?
83.
283. Congratulations, man. That's the first 10 are the hardest.
But
Actually, no. The first 10 are the easiest.
yeah, but dude, I just been sweating like hell the last 2 weeks. But I don't want to teeter. I was teeter-tottering on 3, but I don't want to crack 3, dog, because that's another club, fool. That's a 3X instead of 2X.
What?
Yay or nay? Because
Yeah.
you'll be seeing those heavy breathing fools. I mean, we breathe light heavy. I don't want to breathe heavy.
But there's like those who's that
I want to
like
be helium.
I want to stay in the sky.
there's that one picture I need to send you with this one fan that had a poncho. I forgot where it was at. That guy was big, bro.
Everywhere I go.
Are you sure it was a fan?
What's up, fool? Last week, I was at the that show. I was talking that show at the
Rita White?
Rita whatever, and They give in the green room. They had the most snacks I ever seen in Los Angeles.
A lot of
At a
stuff.
show. They had like fresh baked popcorn, bro. Damn. And they had a right on top of the some table where the set list was there for other comedians. There was like buckets of worms, bucket of
M&Ms.
Oh, my favorite, bro.
Cheetos.
Those frosted circus cookies.
Yeah.
And I guess they were condiments for the popcorn.
Yeah, it was like Yogurtland style.
On top.
Yeah, it
Yeah, you
tastes
supposed
good,
to get
bro.
all those condiments and put it on the popcorn.
Were they crunch or just like how they are?
How they are.
Oh, dude.
So all the candy was fresh and the popcorn was buttery, dude. So you put worms, gummy bears. They had a little bucket of M&Ms. Just go fuck that, bro. Put that shit in my bag.
Living like a
Hey,
boss.
no matter what, dude, that fucking area, like, after 7
Oh
p.m.,
my God,
it turns
Fred.
into fucking zombie land, bro.
I did this thing.
By MacArthur Park, it's ghetto, bro.
Oh, fool,
I
forget
did
about
this
it.
thing at the Pico Union or the Pico. Ever have this church that's like a theater, and it was downtown, but a weird thing where walking to the parking lot was scary. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, it turns into something different at night.
the Yoshinoya, we just got fucking overtaken by homeless people, dude. It was crazy. Like, in MacArthur Park, it's bad, dude.
The freaks come out
Did you
at
ever hear
night.
this song, MacArthur Park?
No, by who?
It was MacArthur Park is melting in the rain. Someone left a cake out in the rain. I don't think I could take it. Could someone play a clip of MacArthur Park? Donna Summer sang it. To show I'm not making this up.
It's not this
For a
MacArthur
punch-
Park, is it?
No, there's a song, and Gilbert Gottfried he used to go, someone left a cake out in the rain. What a fucking idiot. Why do you leave cake out in the rain? It's funny if you know the song. It took so long to bake it.
So you're right, man. Where did you park?
I parked like right on the
I
corner.
was behind the theater.
I parked in the corner where La Fonda, remember La Fonda Mariachi nightclub we used to go do shows at? Where Flaco had his birthday party, like and it was huge.
No, bro. I didn't go on that street. I ended up walking to the other street. Because remember the back of the I came out of the back of the theater.
Yeah.
And I made a left.
You disappeared.
And I made a left.
Yeah.
And then I went over there, man. There was a lot of people sleeping on the floor. And I had to walk. And it was so dark. There was no light. I guess they shot them all down. And man, I said, and then like,
It's never gonna get gentrified, right? That area, it's gonna take forever.
Oh, we need RoboCop.
no, man, it was bad. Like,
Really?
and then people just walk, just people sleeping, trying to go to sleep.
It's the same thing right there by San Pedro off of Skid Row. As soon as the lights go out, dude,
Bro.
fools don't even use a crosswalk in the middle of the street.
It's a suggestion, homie.
Yeah, man.
But one of those shows where you're having a good time, but in the back of your mind goes, oh man, I still gotta go to that. I know it's gonna be dangerous walking back to that parking space.
Getting your throat slit.
And also, have you ever done the Carolina Jazz Bar? Have you heard of the comedian named Mark Santinella?
Mark,
I'm out of the loop.
Well, I gotta get you in that room, bro.
I mean,
Get
I
him
don't
in the
know.
loop.
If you want to do it, bro, I'll get you in that room.
Mark Saratella, right? He used
Mark
to, He used
Saratella.
to do comedy juice back
Yeah,
in the day.
that dude. He was dressed like a character from Fargo season 4, bro. The cowboy one.
Oh, the one with John Hamm?
Yeah, no, the other one.
Oh, dude, I haven't watched that yet.
The 1970 one. Oh, man. That room is, man, I think it fits 120
Perfect.
tight, right? And it's dinner and a show. So you get there they get there at 6 and there's dinner, like dinner. And there's like a real steak, ribeye, you know, and whatever you would, ribeye, steak, T-bone steak, all that type of food, shrimp cocktail, and they play jazz with a piano on stage.
Old school.
Fancy.
But then the comedy show starts, right? And they were so busy last night. It was Patton Oswalt, Craig Robinson, Kevin Nealon, Jesse May,
Peluso?
Peluso.
It's a badass show.
This girl named Maddie Martino.
Like a
You know her, Martino?
Stack lineup.
Is she like the new Mark Santinella? I'm pretending I'm in the loop. She's the female Mark Santinella.
Brooklyn.
No,
baby.
man. And
Actually, I knew every
she's
name
cool.
on her.
And also the Wayans girl, what's her name?
Shante.
Shantae Wayans. She was cool as hell. And bro, Patton Oswalt, I saw him at the Eric Andre party, right?
A hypochondriac party? I was there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting nauseous. No, the hypochondria.
Oh my
We'll
God.
hang out. I have a headache. I gotta leave. Oh no.
Oh my God. Well, I went to the Eric Andre party, and it was an ascending party. Have you heard of that?
An ascending party?
Nah.
Yeah.
I've been in too much. I don't know
Fred,
any of
don't worry
this.
about it. I didn't know what that was either.
An ascending party.
They
Hell, that's full.
it was a private party for all his friends. I was supposed to host, and an ascending party. I guess Eric Andre over the years has been taking a lot of yoga and meditating. So all his birthday parties are themed. One time it was quinceañera. One time we were somewhere in the middle of nowhere, hillbilly area, and this time he was a cult leader. So he wanted all the guests to dress up in orange, yellow, or red outfits, like you're part of a cult. So I couldn't figure. And then also I was supposed to host. I got no information about hosting, so I was like the whole night I was thinking about what am I going to host. The way you thought about what's going to happen when it opened up for Norm Macdonald, or you're going into a show where you don't know what's going to happen.
Judgment.
Like they haven't told you what time the show starts. They haven't told you the lineup. They haven't told you how much time you're going to do. They haven't told you no information about the comedy show or about anything. It was one of those. But I saw it.
You got no email.
So it was more like I'm just going, to support my friend and his birthday. That's how I saw it. So, and whatever they want me to do, I'll do it. I get there, and the first person I saw was Felipe, bro. Gabriel, my little person, little person, he's 3'5".
Chilling.
He's 3'5".
It's like his mini-me.
He's my mini-me. He dressed like, he had long hair like me. He wears a coat like me on the Eric Andre show. They call him
That's funny.
Felipe, like Felipe. So
Felipe.
I see him there. He goes, man, I've been here since noon. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So okay, dog.
Already.
So he's dressed like like Raiden, bro, from Mortal Kombat, bro. That's right there. That's Felipe. So he has a little mustache, bro. And we get there, Fred, and there's yoga mats all over the place. There's yoga chairs, those little cushions, Indian cushion, like you're eating at an Ethiopian restaurant. There's places to sit all over the floor.
Namaste.
There's a guy playing. And then you get there. There's free drinks, bro. Mojitos. They had 420 mojitos, bro. The best mocktail I ever had. It was like no alcohol.
I gotta get friendly with Eric Andre to go to these parties.
I got you, bro. And
Actually, I met him at your wedding, and
yeah.
This guy I don't talk to anymore, and that's an important part of the story.
Ralphie
Anytime
May?
I would meet somebody, goes, "Did he know who you are?" Like Vince Vaughn, I don't know. So I judge if they're a nice guy or not.
Yeah.
Eric Andre was not a nice guy. I have no clue who I was. But I met also the late Ralphie May at your wedding.
Oh, wow.
Were you at the wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
You got a podcast out of that wedding. Didn't you get a podcast started talking about Al Madrigal?
That's right. That's right. I tried one,
Working
but I
it.
sucked at it. You see, I'm trying not to interrupt. This was before Zoom.
Do it.
This was,
Any
let's see.
interruptions.
They go, he goes, there's a studio. We'll give you a studio. And I got tired of like bugging people to be on it.
For guests?
And some of them, they were kind of crazy. I won't mention names. I had to hire a lift, and they didn't know how to get in the building. You have to
my
run
God.
out, and one kept bugging me. I want the link. I want the link, and I feel guilty because not hardly anyone. So there was one we did with Norm called in. Remember?
Yeah.
Yes. And but it was. I'm not. I'm trying not to interrupt, but I just. I'm not good at interviews, as I'm showing here.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you're doing great.
You're being Fred.
yeah,
You
but
just need a producer,
I'm
dude,
not
that's it.
I'm not a. But Al Magical, I never could. So there was this. I'm not making fun of someone, but maybe I am. There was one time I was opening for Norm in Irvine. And do you know Keith? Well, I shouldn't say. He always talks. He's autistic. You
I
know
know exactly who you're
Keith Resnick.
talking
Do you know
about.
who I'm talking about?
Yeah, man.
He says it, and so like
I got an email right now. Can I be on?
So one time, I can't still pronounce his name. Like, so he was the MC, and he was going to bring on Al Magical. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's pronouncing his name Al Magical. He's like, and then he goes up, ladies and gentlemen, Al McGallagher. He rehearsed. All right, I suck. Go back to talking about.
So he messed up the audition, the
No.
intro.
I guess people aren't following me. No. He was introducing Al Magical.
You told me I had like Asperger's.
Yeah. One time.
On the spectrum, huh?
So one time, Norm, he's going to watch this, but he talks
Who,
about...
Norm?
No, Keith, but he talks about, you know...
His condition?
Yes, doesn't he?
Yeah.
All right, verify this. So one time, Fred Willard and his wife came to see the show with me and Norm, and
old school.
And Keith was there, and Norm goes, "I don't mean to cause any trouble, but Keith here is autistic." You know, and
Has autistic?
Fred Willard goes, "What the fuck is that?" And Keith goes, "I got no empathy." It sounds like Rodney. I got no empathy. Hey,
That's so creds, huh?
Hilarious.
I didn't say anything bad because Keith.
No, it's all good.
He'll call up.
So people with Asperger's have no empathy.
Asperger's. Well, that's what he said. He goes,
But that's a symptom.
But Asperger's is like kind of a lesser autism.
Yeah.
It's not like you're not hardcore autism. You're kind of like that's what
the
on the
spectrum,
spectrum.
on spectrum,
like
yeah.
you're kind of normal. Just
but
a
he
couple little
says,
spots
he
during
said,
the day
like,
where-
my friend broke
break
his
down or whatever.
ankle. I didn't care. So it's sort of like he said, no empathy.
That makes sense, though. They don't
That's
feel-
funny,
they
man.
don't feel it.
Before
It's a very specific condition. Where
Before-
it's just with ankles.
it's funny, man. Before
My Asperger's is just when people hurt their ankles. I don't care. It's a very-
Asperger's.
I'm
Don't
not
make an
making
ass
fun.
of yourself.
I don't need ass, but they come in an Asperger.
Asperger,
Ass
homie.
burglar.
They come with an Asperger.
He
Wobble,
did-
wobble, wobble.
He did use the reference of an ankle,
Get in
so I'm
there.
not making fun. I'm not making
That's a good one. They come with the Asperger. Why? 'Cause when I eat ass, I go rah, 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 rah.
Get everything, dog. Get in there.
Hell yeah, man. So what's up, man? You afraid of getting deported?
What?
What?
Back to Brooklyn.
Hey.
Are you afraid of you losing your ID and then they think you're from Croatia or Salvador?
Well,
and
No,
they're
you could
gonna
look.
deport
You could be Ecuadorian.
Yeah.
I could see.
I try.
If he were to start speaking Spanish, Colombian all the way.
Colombia.
I try not to, you know,
Spanish?
doom scrolling. No, I was on.
God
What is doom
damn.
scrolling?
It's
End
when
of the
you
world.
When you just look through your thing and you're getting depressed. I think it's like Russian roulette.
What was a bomb?
No, I
ended
call
there,
it doom
fool.
scrolling when you. It's like Russian roulette. Like Fred, get off the thing. You're going to see something that upsets
Oh.
you, and keep going and scrolling and
Oh,
scrolling.
so that's different from going to the rabbit hole.
Yeah, in the end,
Yeah.
you're going to end up with
To the
World War
rabbit
III.
hole,
The
you're
world's gonna end.
learning doom scrolling.
it's
You're
like you get. Oh my god! Oh my god!
That's
you
how-
know.
It's getting worse.
That's how I do that. I sometimes do that when.
It's like if you're a hypochondriac.
Like I don't like watching pimples being popped, you know, but or somebody getting a cyst
gross.
removed, but I do watch it, but then I don't watch it. So I can watch it a little bit, but not a lot. But then I go, then I fast forward it,
I had
then I
a-
find out how that guy looks. They like it, but I
I
can't
had a-
watch the whole thing.
I had to
Doomsday
delete TikTok because somehow my algorithm was these bro asshole comedians or just people being tackled at the airport or Karens. You know, I had to get off it.
Chaos.
But no. So I try not to look because then you get scared. But there's a thing. Make sure you have your passport, your money, scissors.
Scissors,
run-
whoa.
I don't know. I'm just. I feel like Andy Kindler. I need some scissors. I don't know, but I'm bombing.
No, no. People are loving you in the chat.
I don't know what they're saying, but they're
don't know.
loving you, man.
People, say, I understand him. The pressure. Let me see.
This is pressure, yes.
If Fonz and Pacino had a baby, Al Rinker.
Let me tell you. So in your other room, there was a poster for the Warriors, right? So you're familiar with the movie The Warriors?
Yeah,
So there was a guy in it that looked like me, except
from the
he had-
orphans.
from the droopy eyes. So like people used to think that was me. Like so, someone said,
Ray, look up the orphans, the warriors. Orphans, the warriors.
and so one time someone stops me, goes, were you in the Warriors? I go, no. He goes, you sure? Like I would forget. I was in the seminal Walter Hill movie. Oh, you're right.
Are you a
There
forget?
he is right there, bro.
Yeah,
That's
me.
you, dude.
Warriors.
Go to the
You
bakery
did.
for my
That's you,
mother.
bro. Don't lie.
Yeah,
You could go to Comic-Con right now
For a
and
while,
put that
I
on
used
your
to think that
banner.
was Fred for a while.
Except he's dead. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Paul Greco. Yes.
revive.
He was like a tough version of me. Yeah.
He was also in a lot of mobster movies. I saw a movie where he was a heroin addict.
Apache Ramos.
People. Yes.
That guy right there, right next to him, that guy, he's in that movie True Romance, and he's also in the movie Taxi Driver, and he's part of the
Taxi Driver with De Niro?
Yeah.
A movie Taxi Driver. It's like, I can't think of an analogy.
We need a new one, fool. Uber driver.
he shoots some, not Taxi Driver. I don't know what movie it is. It might be Taxi Driver.
Cruising?
No. It was Death Wish with Charles Bronson kills
one?
somebody inside of a store, and then that man starts beating those guys with a bat.
Well, that's
This is the second time this guy robs me.
So that's part
Yes,
two.
that's
the second one in
Taxi
Chicago.
Driver.
That's Taxi Driver?
Yeah.
Yes, but that wasn't that guy.
No, that is that guy. That's that actor. That actor's name is not Greco, but the guy to the left. He's a Puerto Rican actor, but he's always played Italian guys. Him right there. He's in. He's also in King of New York. He's a police officer in Kings of New York. Look him up. What is his actor name? Look up that movie King of New York.
That's a nice afro he has.
Yeah, he recently died. That guy.
Really?
He's part of the. There's like a group of actors. They hung out
that
together
era?
in New York, and they're all friends. And he's one of them.
I was gonna say like for
Samuel
Fred,
Jackson, the redheaded guy. What's the name from Caruso?
What about the bad guy from Ghost?
Yeah, Caruso, Samuel Jackson, Caruso. All these guys were in the movie Kings of New York, and they're all buddies.
But Fred, that's all reminiscent of where you grew up at too. The Warriors in that point in time.
Let me see if I can find him.
style?
Let me see if I can find him right there.
You know, it was an underrated show. Did you ever see The Deuce on HBO? Or they call
Negative.
it Max. It was about
look it up, though.
42nd Street, the start of the porn industry, but it was
Victor
like
Argo.
Argo. But it was really, for me, I used to live at home and take the D train
Yeah, he looks older.
Times Square and hang out at the Improv, but you would see all the porno arcades and
I missed
Porno
those days.
arcade.
yeah, porno arcade. I don't
You
know
were
what to
living
say.
there?
But that's
I'm
back
not
then when
stoned on
New York was gritty.
Yes, and that was the time I remember
Taxi Driver days.
going
Like
with
Joker,
Gilbert
right?
to see what's it called, American Werewolf in London, and the TV show The Deuce with James Franco is really good because it was seminal. It was very, even though it was seedy, that's what it was like hanging out at the comedy clubs at Times Square at the Improv.
That's back in the day where they had that Times Square killer and all that, right? The 70s, early 80s.
You mean David Berkowitz?
No, not the Son of Sam.
Times Square killer.
He was killing a bunch of like sex workers and stuff.
Oh, that happens a lot, but
Was
It's normal.
was the Warriors actually accurate, like how gangs were, or it was just like
I don't think they had.
It was
people said they didn't have interracial gangs. You know what I mean? And I am a gang expert, so I know. You asked me that.
like were there actually people like dressed as baseball players?
They bring me into like gang movies as the consultant, and I go, no, that's not how they punch people. No, I don't know.
Hey, fool. Over there, I was just going to ask Felipe real quick. Over there, like, they had the baseball players or softball players back in the East Coast. Out here, they had the football players. What's up with that? Any correlation with that shit?
I don't know, man. Sounds made up.
Damn.
But I know that Papi, what's his name? He was in a
Guzman?
gang like that. Luis Guzman. Look at Luis Guzman wearing his gang attire. A young Luis Guzman, and that fool wearing a vest, and the vest is a gang attire, bro, from when he was in a gang.
Like
He
a,
was
like a
what?
He was in a
motorcycle,
Puerto Rican gang, bro.
like a motorcycle club. Kind of.
Yeah, because what happened in New York, they saw that movie Hell's Angels Forever, and they saw those vests and those people wearing those gang wearing those vests.
Looking like Judas
So that's
Priest
all
and
that's what they saw as a gang. So everybody started wearing those
Replicated
vests.
that shit.
Everyone started wearing those vests. And then in LA, we didn't really fall for that, like wearing vests. Because we had, because in California, we already had bikers already. We already knew what a biker was.
Did you see
So-
he was in a movie, The Limey? It was a great movie.
That's a good movie. So then Zoot Suits
about
is
that
what LA was more about.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but then like pop culture and whatever film you watch, people start dressing like that.
Wait, see, what happened to me growing up
Tell us.
in Brooklyn? I'm not from the gentrified Brooklyn. I'm from like Welcome Back, Kotter, Saturday Night Fever, Brooklyn. And do you know the movie Saturday Night Fever?
The Main
Yeah.
Street.
So when
So you ate 2 slices of pizza at one time?
I never saw that in Brooklyn. I never saw that.
That
Anyone
sounds
ever
made
did
up.
that.
People were in good shape back
That's
then
not.
too,
I
right?
don't know. That's a Brooklyn thing. I don't know. But when that movie came out, it was showing how racist and small-minded these people were. They didn't get it. They emulated them more. Hey, the chains.
Was that true? Was that facts?
What's that?
Was that actual true the way they were acting in Saturday Night Fever?
Well, no, they weren't until Saturday Night Fever. Then they acted more like
Oh,
that.
that's what I-
Yeah,
They
well,
didn't
it'd be
point
like
that shit.
Good point.
Well, they
Yes,
said the
they
thing after-
emulated them more. It was showing how stupid and small-minded they were. They went more with it when the movie
Good
came
point.
out.
Same thing with the Warriors. They said after it came out, like gangs started coming out, popping out.
Yeah,
right?
and colors too.
Same thing over here.
Blood and blood
I
out probably
remember
too, huh?
there was one guy. There was something wrong with him, and I went to some party, and
On the
he
spectrum.
was playing Ring Around. What's the thing? Musical chairs. This is a Brooklyn tough guy,
Right.
you know. And he had a chain that said Sweat Hogs. He thought he was a really scary guy.
Powerful
the
gang.
Sweat Hogs was Welcome Back, Kotter. How?
How about that guy too? When I was in I saw all these gangs like the Warriors, bro, and then
Penguins.
the fucking Sha-Na-Na, whatever. All these gangs, bro. When I was a kid, and for my first time in New York,
good, bro.
I thought there was actually going to be a lot of gangs, bro, mugging you and
Every
robbing
corner.
your ass. But then
taking
I
you
get there, nah, man, LA is more dangerous. But yeah, man, I thought it was going to be like that.
What's they
rugged
saying?
and shit.
Welcome Back, Kotter. Oh, I had.
Lord of Bushwick is what I want to ask you about.
I don't know that.
No, Henry Winkler's movie.
No, Lords of Flatbush.
Lords of Flash.
I remember when
Lord
that-
of Bushwick is Ghetto Boys.
There was a
They're off
the
of
lo-
Mermaid
the-
Avenue.
The commercial. There was a Lords of Flatbush. Is a movie about how life was in the 50s. I'm not quite old enough
There it is.
for the
Coming
50s.
of age piece.
But if you play that, they sing that song. The Lords of Flatbush is a movie.
There you go. You're in it?
Is that Henry Winkler? Wait, what the fuck? That's Stallone.
Wanderers
Yeah,
too,
bro.
as
And
well.
the Fonz,
old
homie.
school.
What you know about that?
I've seen those pictures of her, but I don't know. It's like from.
Now, let me ask you about the Fonz. They say he was a
Mean
tough
Rockabilly
guy,
movie.
but he was hanging out with Richie and Potsy. He was a bully. You know, he was the tough guy among those
Right.
people. You know what I mean? Hey, your office is the bathroom.
Meet
I
the
don't get
knuckles.
something wrong with him. I don't know.
I know hanging out at a restaurant, then you hit the button, the
But
lights
there
go
were
off.
no other
Yeah,
tough guys.
the
He was,
jukebox.
he was competing with Richie and Potsy.
Those
There were
kids
no
had no
other tough
chance.
guys with him. I don't know.
I-
I'm upset about that.
I read somewhere that like they didn't want Fonzie next to like a motorcycle because they didn't want him to be associated as a gang member or something like that. Yeah,
He would be on motorcycles.
Full said.
or something like that. That's what I read. Like, there's like a thing where back then they didn't want like Fonzie to
Where you
be.
read 2
'cause-
sentences.
Where are these articles coming from, huh?
I don't
The
know.
Onion.
You know that Henry Winkler, him. You know when have you heard of the reference "jumping the shark"?
Yeah,
You know where the reference comes from?
from when he jumped the shark in the boat, right?
Yeah, bro. For somehow they all ended up in Santa Monica, and he's on a
Episode 500, Felipe. Fred Stoller jumped the shark.
yeah, man. And they fucking fly over.
Hashtag.
They jump the shark, and then somebody wrote a book. I guess somebody from Howard Stern came up with a website, Jump the Shark, and he sold it for $1 million.
Damn.
There's a website where if you want to watch a movie, if you could know if the dog dies, if a cat dies, does the dog
Cool.
die? There's
Like
a
an
thing.
app?
Yeah, where
What?
you could know if you want to avoid a thing, if you don't like animals dying in movies.
Oh,
That's pretty
speaking
cool,
of-
actually.
Speaking of animals, I came this morning, right, to the house, and then I was like, I was tripping or something. I looked over when we made the left turn over here to come into this street, I saw this homeless man sleeping in a dirty mattress over there on the corner. Then Lisa said, "Oh my God, look!" And there was a lady. She was walking with a duck and her little ducklings, bro, like 6 ducklings following behind her down the street. And the lady was kicking a crow away because the crow was trying to eat one of them, I guess.
Little babies?
Yeah, the baby ducks.
Oh,
but then I was
going
like,
crazy,
but
bro.
there's no lake around here. There's no lake.
What, you got a pond or something?
No, I don't know. So what
blue,
happened?
bro.
What I was thinking was and I was thinking that there might be an abandoned house here somewhere with a pool that's not being used no more. So now the ducks live there, and she has their eggs, and now I guess they're gonna sell the house and they're fixing the house. So those ducks were walking right here on the street, like
in one
but it was cute. Like I was like, but the whole time I was thinking, oh man, I'm gonna go back and see what's up with those ducks. Drive them to a pond or something. I didn't have my driver's license, but then when I drove back, I guess that lady must have guided them somewhere. But I thought that was strange, right? Wasn't that weird? You're walking down the street, you see a
here?
live mallard this tall with a fucking little duck.
But fools have ducks, fool. Breaker's
pets?
parents
Yeah,
had
ducks.
That's his book, Fools Have Ducks.
Fools have
Breaker's
Boy.
parents had ducks,
I
dude.
like
A whole flock.
Fools Have Ducks.
I had a baby duck when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Little
I
ugly duckling
got
or
it
what?
from the what's it called? The little pet store. I had chickens too.
They die?
I think the duck flew away, and the chicken ran away. Cause you can go to like those little chicken places to, so you can eat them. The pollerías, what's it called?
Polleros.
The polleros.
Polleros.
And you can keep them as pets if you want.
Majestic Poultry, fool, off of fucking Broadway.
What's up, fool? Welcome back to the What's Up, Fool podcast. We have Fred Stoller here, and he has a brand new book available now for you to buy, and he does the audio for it. What's the name of the book?
It's called My Friend Norm. It's about my friendship with Norm Macdonald. It's positive. Someone did a thing where it looked negative. It's processing my
Kill 'em.
friendship. Actually, you're mentioned in it. Have you
Thank
listened
you.
to it?
No, not yet.
No, just so the first time I was going to open for Norm, he was freaking me out. He was texting me on the plane. I don't know why I was getting texts going, I need you to do an hour tonight. And I hadn't done my act in 6 months. And I go, what? And he goes, come on, just tonight. I don't feel good. And I was saying opening should be easy. When I opened for Felipe Esparza, it was 20 minutes or 15. I used to like when Felipe goes, hey, just keep it to 15. And here, I can't do an hour. I go,
Perfect.
how am I going to do an hour? He goes, you can remember it. I'll help you remember it. And I go, is he messing with me? You know what I mean? He goes, you come to my room. I remember your act. I'll help you remember your jokes. So he was just freaked me out on the plane ride. And I mentioned you in a positive way. And Norm too. So it's just, if you like my other stuff, my
Like an
Seinfeld
homage or
year.
what?
Yeah. My
yeah,
Seinfeld year, and no, it's not like, hey, everyone's going to come out. Norm's crazy. Everyone's doing crazy Norm stories. There's some craziness, but it's more like dealing with the processing, when he died and other stuff.
A little bit of camaraderie in there.
Yeah.
dude.
Our friendship. It was a weird friendship. And could you play that?
That's cool.
This is from a promo from the book. Stoller. Tuesday afternoon. That Tuesday, I was about to take one of those, it's the afternoon, I don't know what to do with myself naps. My eyes were closed, about to escape the judge in my mind that berates me for living another day of aimlessness, when a young writer named Jeremy texted condolences. Soon, scores of texts came flooding in, along with voicemail messages, emails, and messages on social media. My friend Norm Macdonald was dead. One of the many calls and messages I received was from my friend Kelly, who thanked me for the time I had invited him to see a movie with me and Norm, The Interpreter, starring Sean Penn. Kelly cherished the time spent hearing Norm's hysterical remarks when we chatted after the film. Lisa, an attractive waitress, also relished the time I included her in Norm's orbit. I had invited her to a local comedy club when I was opening for him. Perhaps one of the most flattering things Norm ever said about me was when Lisa joined us after the show. Look at her. She's the male equivalent of Freddie. Freddie is the male equivalent of her. I had always crushed on Lisa, never thinking she'd go for me, and here Norm was saying we were equals. Lisa texted to thank me for the special night we had hanging out with Norm in Pasadena a few years prior. All of these people who thanked me for their wondrous experiences made me appreciate my own experience with Norm that much more. They had one or two. I had hundreds in the more than 30 years I knew him. So that little promo for the Audible, this guy, great guy, Cody, and I have a YouTube stream where you could see the creative process of, he did the cover and he did that little promo. And if anyone could subscribe on YouTube at Fred Stoller's page, and we have people like Q&A, talking, telling stories. Well, Cody does animation for me, as you saw.
That's awesome, dude.
And thank you. And he's a great animator, and so that's the Audible out. Yeah, so it starts with me finding out and flashing back, talking about, I taught for him for almost a year, and it was different than working with Felipe. You know, I had to be like his assistant. Any time someone recognized us, Freddie, comp them, like he'd like get rid of them on me. Get them for the show. I had, you know, so it was like, yeah, I never had to, you know, do stuff for you like that. But it was a fun, weird friendship, yes. So I'm plugging the Audible and the YouTube stream.
Also, that's not the only book he has. He has other books that he's written too. That book, which maybe will have you back, and the young comedian one.
Yeah. 5 Minutes to Kill.
5 Minutes to Kill, and my Seinfeld years.
Yes. So just little inside stuff, and yes. And
That's a good one. People are asking in the chat room, are you going to do signings, book signings?
Well, the last one is just like an hour and 8 minutes Audible. But, you know, maybe I'm going to do it on my YouTube stream. I gave out a Seinfeld script, the soup I wrote, not the soup Nazi. So I give out like.
You wrote the soup about with the one where the guy wants to take the suit back, right?
Yeah, true story. In real life, this annoying comedian, do you know Bruce Smirnoff?
Yes.
Yes, he in real life, he comes up to me, hey, I've been working out. My suit doesn't fit me, $1,000 suit. Do you want it? Turned out, I found out he bought it at some closeout rack for $200. So he goes, you take me out for a meal. Yeah, this all came out.
How'd you find out? You're like...
This guy I know who knew him said him and this other guy, they went to a closeout rack.
Everybody
They
talks.
never bought a $1,000 suit. So he gives
It's
it
valued
to me,
at $1,000.
and he goes, you take me out for a meal, we're even. So we went to Jerry's Deli, and it was like, he goes, I'm hungry. I ate, I'm just going to have soup. I'll save the meal. So it was like
What?
$20 in 1994. He had soda and soup, and then I told it to Larry David, and that became like the episode, the soup count as a meal.
You're a genius, Fred.
Yes. You saw the episode, right?
Yeah,
That's funny. Yeah.
I watch an episode of Seinfeld every day.
Classic, dude.
Yeah. It's and I wrote the one where Kramer has to apologize to a monkey.
Yeah, you wrote that? I didn't know you wrote that.
Yeah, in real life, when I was a kid, it's funny. We went to this place in Florida called Monkey Jungle. And
Is it still around?
It is.
What part of Florida?
Oh man, I forgot.
Monkey Jungle. Okay.
Orlando, probably, or Tampa.
Near like an hour away from Fort Lauderdale, and the monkeys just
Monkey Jungle.
hanging out. You see, yes.
$20. That's not bad.
Oh, it's great. You walk around, the monkeys, they wait, to get fed, and they're above you, and I loved it. But I remember as a kid, this image, I could still picture it. These grown men were throwing rocks at the monkeys. They didn't hit them. And the guy goes, you son of a bitch. And the woman who works there goes, what are you throwing rocks at monkeys for? And the guy goes, they started it. Like a monkey took a rock. Eat it, you son of a bitch, I'm getting my friends.
Yeah.
So I told that story to Larry David. He goes, it's good. Kramer gets in an altercation with a monkey and he has to apologize. And so that was fun. They brought in I guess it's a chimp. People are now politically correct. He goes, it's not a monkey, it's a chimp. So that actually ties to Norm. So there was I shall call it a monkey. Yeah. So then I was on Norm's show. He had a sitcom. Did you ever see Norm's show?
Yeah.
And
There it is.
And yes. I love that monkey. He was so funny. Oh, when you write an episode, usually Larry David changes the names because he like when I was on it. Remember that I played the guy who couldn't remember Elaine, and Elaine's going, "Don't you remember Katie Ash's party?" And Julia Dreyfus said to Larry David, because it was always a thing you want to like, you know, Seinfeld, such an enormous show. You know, like Larry, as favors, their friends would go, "Could you mention my name in the show?" So Julia goes, "Could we use one of my friends for Katie Ash?" And he goes, "Oh, I promised Katie Ash. You know, it's a real person. You know." So he would do it. So I named in my script the monkey Mitchell, and he changed it to Barry. But for whatever reason,
I'm sorry. Did you write the episode where Elaine has that British guy come
yes,
over?
in real life.
I love that one.
In real life, I just use things from my life. Yes, I remember one of these guys. You know, they'd go, "We have to make things up. Nothing bad ever happens to us." How could you say nothing bad ever happened to you? I wanted to punch him. No, something did. But these were
funny, bro. That guy.
Yeah, that guy. So I did a show called London Underground in 1990 before all of you were born. And do you remember the show London Underground? I remember they flew, and Norm's going, they could have paid, you know, they thought, they realized, they didn't realize we're morons who would do it for nothing, but you got 5,000. I remember I was following Emo Phillips, who I was bombing, because they go, "All right, here's another guy trying to be like the other guy, another American," but he was the more cartoony version. So I met a woman there, and I thought, I bought her an open-ended ticket, 2,000, and then she got mad when I'd say "what" instead of "pardon," it's proper. And then she left me and stayed with someone else, you know, off the ticket I gave her. So they tied that with their money suit. Oh, so about the monkey. So Norm's show, they had a monkey there too. And I said, "Oh, you know, there was a Seinfeld episode." The guy goes, "That's," you know, he points to the monkey there. "That's Richie," whatever, I'm making it up. "Richie's cousin." Richie, he goes, "Monkeys, they understand. If you bring in a picture of Richie's cousin, he'll know." So the next day, I bring in a Polaroid, and he puts it in his mouth. And he thinks it's a fucking sandwich. He thought it's a sandwich. He doesn't fucking know. You know, so Norm would crack me up. But I love working on sitcoms when there was like a monkey or an elk or something. That's a very random observation. When you work on a show and there's...
Would those be like the longest episodes? Because sometimes you had to make sure that the animals...
Yeah, they would usually pre-tape it before the show if they knew, you know, like I remember there was a show called Dog with a Blog, like a kid's show.
Yeah.
And there was a
dog on Disney, right?
Yes, there was a dog on it, and the guy got cocky. He goes, "Luther," whatever the dog's name is, again, I'm making it up, "wants more money." The dog didn't know. And they went, "Screw Luther," and they fired the dog. He didn't know. And so the dog had like if you could get the dog with a blog picture, so they put in a new dog the next year, but it had to look like Luther, and they painted like a black thing around its eye. So do you remember that this is an oldie show, Empty Nest?
Yeah, Empty Nest.
And there was a dog called Dreyfus. Yeah, they had to paint the thing on the dog. They brought in another one, and Dreyfus was going senile at the end. It was sad. He could quite do it. So
Richard Dreyfuss?
No, the dog Dreyfus. Richard Dreyfuss too. He doesn't remember lines.
Little dog had Alzheimer's, huh?
Yeah, and he couldn't do the trick. And off stage, anytime you see a dog doing something on a sitcom, you know someone's off stage doing things like that.
So they replaced the dog because the owner wanted more money.
Yes.
So that probably happens a lot, right? With owners, they're like, "Fuck you, we can just replace like the..."
But later he thought, "You're not going to get another dog with a brown eye." And they painted one.
Come by this.
Don't get cocky, you know, he'll paint your eye. I don't know what I'm saying. But, so yes, how did we get a monkey, Seinfeld?
Yeah, I thought that this episode that Fred's there where he doesn't know lines, the face painter. On Seinfeld, you're rooting for the devils.
Yes.
The Hockey League.
Well, that
you
was,
wrote that one?
No, I wrote the monkey aspect of it. So I remember it was the last episode of the 94-95 season. I knew I wasn't coming back as a writer. I wanted to be in Seinfeld in any capacity. So I said, hey, can I sit in the audience? You know, yeah, I don't care. And they, and they put the jersey on me, and I jumped up and down. Yes, behind Putty. I remember, when I was on Seinfeld, the biggest thrill was sitting in Monk's Diner. Just because it was great, I did scenes with Elaine and everything, but that diner is so iconic.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Just to be an extra must be amazing,
Oh, yeah.
So I did that line where I walked by and Jerry says, my foot fell asleep, and I go, you're lucky, at least you got something to do.
Yeah.
And that was, he kind of wrote for me. At first, the guy's name was Pete. Then when Larry gave it to me, he goes, yeah, he's kind of a schmuck, like Fred. I'm going to change it to Fred. Do you mind? Fred's a schmuck name like you. That's my bad Larry David impression. Yes. So
A lot of the interior shots were in New York, or
no.
because I went
Exterior.
because I went to the Seinfeld apartment yesterday in Koreatown. Seinfeld's apartment from the outside.
Maybe,
Yeah.
I think, but yeah, the exteriors, they'll show a thing of Central Park. They were as they do the music and cut to, but yeah, the interiors.
Yeah, right there. I went there yesterday.
So that's Koreatown.
It's in Koreatown, yeah.
Oh, so just out the outside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just outside.
exteriors,
Yeah.
not
I shot a
interiors.
video on Instagram too. I was like, "What the fuck, dude? I didn't know. That was crazy."
Yes. But it was done in
Should dress up like this
and
stand there.
Radford, Radford Studios. They used to have a thing called New York Street, where 3 shows in a row. They used to have a show, The Single Guy, and Caroline in the City.
I remember that show.
And all the scenes, the New York scenes, were the same street. I played a mugger in Caroline in the City, which was fun. I had a gun and I mugged Caroline, but it was all, the Radford lot was where I did Seinfeld. I remember there was, they did so many shows. They did Larry Sanders, Third Rock from the Sun on that lot. I remember Jon Stewart was on Larry Sanders, and he was sitting there, and I was on the outside talking. He starts applauding. It was because John Cleese walked by. He was on Third Rock from the Sun, and he was so respectful. Do you young kids, do you remember Monty Python?
Yeah, I remember.
You know it? Yeah.
I did my first actual sitcom because I ddid Superstore, but
Yeah.
it was single cam.
Yeah.
But I did the actual sitcom the way you did.
Which one?
I did Tim Allen's Shifting Gears on ABC.
Oh, did it have an audience?
It had an audience.
Yes.
I was not used to that.
Oh, it's weird. All week you're doing the same
Yes.
lines.
And then it been the audience, but because my whole life I was afraid, I wanted to be an actor, but I was afraid of remembering the lines. But there's so many rehearsals that you
Yes.
remember them. So we did a run through, right?
Oh, shit.
Larry, I'm right there. See,
Oh,
and Fred, that was one. So that was the end of the theater. That was the end of the studio, the building. So that was that, and then this part was Tim Allen's office, and the next one was his living room, and then this one was the bedroom. So it was fun, bro. Like they'll just shoot our scene, and then they'll go, all right, and then they'll move to the
Moving
next.
on. Well, you see Mary Tyler Moore, right?
Yeah.
Mary, get in my office, and you can picture the cameras just, going next door, and those 3 cameras are kind of nerve-wracking because all week you do a run-through, then you do studio run-throughs, and you can't really mess up because you're the guest.
And they do one without the audience with a little laugh box.
track?
They do laugh track.
Yeah.
A little laugh, a buzzer. They press a button. And I'm just kidding. Like a laugh horn.
Because I thought that there were people there, but there was nobody there. But then when I talked to the actress that was with me, she was really she was cool. She kept running lines with me, and she said, no, that's a safety one, the one they shoot like that.
Yes.
Because just in case you do the live one where the audience doesn't go well, they could go back and look at the other one.
Ah.
Yes.
But it was cool, man, because when they had the live audience, I never been in a live audience, right? And they have so many people sitting down, tourists, and right there, and of course they don't know I'm gonna be there. So as soon as I popped up, some fans recognized me. They were yelling out, "What's up, fool? What's up, fool?" But yeah, man. And then they introduced all the characters by how many lines they had.
Yeah, at the end, by the biggest to the last.
That's
yes.
cool.
So we did a rehearsal for the bow. Yeah, we had a rehearsal for the bow because
At the end,
to make sure you come out right. So then I came out. Yeah, thank you very much. And then the cool part, I don't know if you guys did this, but we had a run of the show with all the actors inside the makeup room.
Yep,
with
yep,
Tim
they did
Allen.
the lines, yes.
So Tim Allen was sitting in a makeup chair, and so were the other actors, and I was sitting in a chair, and we ran the whole show with everybody in that room. I thought that was cool.
The table read?
It felt like summer camp.
Yes, yes. No, that was.
Then when you're waving by, you hope that, of course, maybe they'll have your back.
I remember one time on Norm's show, me, him, and Artie Lang. Norm insisted we sneak off so he could play tennis. We were about to do a taping. He was more concerned about beating Artie Lang in tennis because Artie kept beating him. You don't realize for tennis, you could be a big guy. You just place it. So we snuck to this thing, and we're getting sweated up. And I go, Norm, we're about to tape a show. You know, should we be playing tennis? He goes, I don't care. And I go, if he doesn't care, then I don't care. And then they found us and brought us back and just wiped off the sweat, and we went right to the tape night. Yes.
How much is the audiobook? You didn't tell us. Where can they find it?
On Audible or Amazon, yes. I put it on Audible, and it's me talking, and I make a joke. You know, when you do like an Audible, when you're going, Felipe said, "Hey, get over here." I can't do it. And
That's
Over
not Felipe.
here.
Yeah.
"Hey, what's up, fool? Get over here."
Hey, get
What's
over
fool?
here.
You got to kind of do a different voice, but I'm not a good impressionist. What is that? Oh yeah, if you're an Audible.
That's a link.
Yes. So like I was going, "Hey Freddie, what the fuck are you fucker? Get over here!" And then I said in the thing, I go, "I realize this isn't a great impression. Just go with it."
That sounds
You
pretty
know.
good.
Hey, this guy here, yeah.
I got Joe Diaz's book on Audible, bro. It's like pretty long, but once you cut the breathing, it's like 2 hours.
Well, wait. What's the guy's name who finds the thing?
Ray.
Ray. So my Maybe We'll Have You Back comes out, right? I was very excited, my first book, and I go, and I made a joke, Audible, about to come out, and I said, maybe I hope to get the thing. Or, find the Audible for Maybe We'll Have You Back. I didn't get the job narrating my own book.
Did a voice actor do it?
Someone else did me. Can you show the sample?
The Dice Man, huh?
Wait. Oh, you have to sign in?
Actually, wait. Here we go.
Can you get the sample below it? Maybe I'll have you back.
LeBlanc looks at me with utter amazement.
I
That
didn't
doesn't
get to
sound
be
from
myself.
Brooklyn.
You've been on every show. What show have you not been on? It's
Bean actor.
unbelievable. Well, they're just these little guest star spots, I say. He shakes his head in
You got
wonderment.
AI to do it, bro.
Someone
Man,
beat me
no
out.
flavor, huh?
This
Everywhere.
guy got the job of narrating my life story.
On the one hand, he
Why
was
don't you-
So you auditioned for to do it?
I did, and he beat
Whoa.
me out.
Well, why don't you record? You should record your own version, put it on YouTube, like
Yeah.
The ghetto
Did it-
version?
the Stoller cut.
But I did my own of the Norm and maybe my Seinfeld year and 5 Minutes to Kill.
The Flatbush
Felipe,
version?
you should do my stuff. I'm Fred Stoller. What's up, man?
So you couldn't play yourself.
What's
No.
up, man?
Man.
They didn't think you were good enough to play yourself.
What?
All right.
Bro, you should see when
Fucking
Fred
Random
was
House,
trying to publish his first book. I think the publisher said there was not enough what in it.
Well, first, I was getting rejected. One said, "We wish there was more sex." I said, "Me too."
This is an autobiography.
And then this is true. I remembered I had a one-night stand with Kathy Griffin. They said, "All right, he suffered enough. Give him the book." And then someone was saying, "We wish there was a happy ending." Well, the idea is I'm not, the rich Tim Allen guy. This is a different point of view. One said, Oh yeah, they were all just rejecting it. Said, "Oh, it's who is this guy? Or it'd be good if it was someone more famous." Then I finally got the book out, and Jerry Stiller, because I knew his daughter, was going to do me a favor in New York and do a book signing with me. Like I couldn't get this place on my own. It's like he had to co-sign. And then someone said, we could get you on a Afternoon New York, but only if Jerry Stiller goes with you. What? That doesn't make any sense. So I wasn't good enough for my own
Like
book.
he has nothing to do with the book, but it's just like, I mean,
Yes,
like,
just bring him on. Hey.
Just a name.
Yes, so it was kind of ridiculous, yes.
What year did that book come out?
That was like 2012,
Yeah.
the book.
Okay.
Maybe my Seinfeld year was first, then maybe we'll have you back, then a few years later, the one about the young comedian special.
Okay.
And
You're a full-blown author, dude.
I am like the next Freddie. I think he's Proust, this guy. Yeah, he's a real literature guy. I'm like,
Hemingway over here.
yes.
What's up, boo? Shout out to El Capitan. He's back. Also,
he's not dead.
Butch McLeod, bro. He's a big fan of yours. He said he loves you.
Any other comments, please?
Oh, yeah, bro. Read them, bro.
I want some comments.
You want some? Okay, so
I want some good
Fred
comments.
gives amazing. Wait, what happened to the chat? What the fuck happened here?
All right. Somebody with glasses.
Boost Mobile, eh?
There you go. Let me see.
This
On
fool
the
gets everything
sponge.
in braille, black and white.
I'm trying to go back to the comment. Oh, it refreshed.
Talkies.
Ask Fred to tell his personal, real-life Kathy Griffin horror story.
I'll do the condensed version.
Go for it.
Was the sex good?
I blame myself, but it was 1992, and I like curly redheads. One time I said that, I go, who is this guy to say he wants anything? You get what you could get, you idiot. I don't know what he sounded like, but no, I like when people make it easy for me. Oh, no.
Who does it?
They quote this all the time. If I say this thing, when I went Norm's show, I said that our first date I showed up, and I said, should we go to a movie? You want to get dinner? And she goes, I'm wet. And I was great. So that made it easy to make a pass.
Yeah.
So people always quote, I'm wet, when they see her and me.
Is she aware of it?
What do you mean, is she aware?
No. Is she aware
Where
of
she's wet?
No, yeah.
Of the chapter in the book?
Yeah, is she aware of like the
okay.
comments when people say it to her?
Well,
like,
this is what I think. At first, she didn't mind because she was on Howard Stern, and I guess somehow they knew, and they see, because how
wow, you
how
were
the
with
book
Fred Stoller?
publisher takes like a blurb and they go
Yeah.
with it. They were going with the whole Kathy Griffin one night stand, and then it got back to her on Howard Stern, and she goes, no, I love Freddie Stoller. I don't mind because how could she mind? She talks about everyone. So I'm sure at first she thought it was nice, you know what I mean? Not nice, but she thought it was amusing until I told it on Norm's story and probably with the Trump thing with the head. Then everyone trolled her, and a lot of says, hey, this is someone who would sleep with Fred Stoller. Hey, yeah.
Oh, no.
So I became part of her insults. I think
you became part of her insults.
so I told this story probably too many times. I went with it. So now she hates me because I assume, that the story is.
Would you be down for a rematch with her?
You mean rematch?
As another round of sex?
Another stand.
I don't know. Maybe.
She a natural red?
Yeah, she admitted that when I was on Dr. Drew, Orlando Jones, what's his name?
Yeah.
No. Wes Cooper, Anderson Cooper?
Yeah, Anderson Cooper, yeah.
He, according to Dr. Drew, she showed him a picture and to prove she's really
Carrot top.
character. Yes.
Pelirroja.
This is
So when you started, you told me a funny story about when you used to do perform at Dangerfield's, Rodney Dangerfield's club.
No. Okay. This is two things, a few things about my Rodney thing. Well, the first time he ever saw me perform, I was doing the Fort Lauderdale comic strip with Eddie Murphy right before he got signed.
Wow.
Right before I got it. And I actually said, because I knew there was a guy, Charlie Barnett, a black guy, he was in a movie, DC Cab. It's pretty good. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yes, with Mr. T.
Gary Busey.
Barbarian Brothers.
Yes.
Paul Rodriguez.
Yes.
Barbarian
yes.
Brothers.
And Bill Maher, a great actor.
Gary Busey.
Yes. So
That's a stacked
Marsha
lineup.
Warfield was
Martha
in it.
Warfield, yeah.
Yes.
Damn.
So he
Charlie Barnett.
Charlie Barnett got fired from SNL because he turned out he can't read cue cards. He was illiterate. And I said to him, you know, you should see about that. I'm not claiming he got SNL because of me. He would have got it, but
Yeah.
other people are saying it too. So we did our acts at the Improv. I mean, no, the comic strip. And Rodney was doing a big theater, and he came by. And I'm not going to say the N-word, but Rodney says, you're going to go nowhere with that N-word stuff, you know, and it crushed Murphy. And then he says to me, you take too many liberties, which Norm loved that thing, you know. You take, you know, meaning, I don't know, I pause too much.
Starting in there, Fred.
Yeah.
You know, that's funny you say that story because Eddie Murphy told that story.
Yes.
Eddie Murphy told that story somewhere, and he said that.
When he said the N-word, what
Yeah,
I think he meant is
yeah.
Eddie used to start his act, said,
Yeah.
scream it out, get it out of your system.
Eddie Murphy said he ran into Rodney Dangerfield afterwards, after he was a big star, like I don't know, years later.
Yeah.
And they were both peed, and Rodney looked at Eddie and goes, "Hey, who knew?"
Yeah. He just sees
Rodney
him.
looked at Eddie and goes, "Hey, who knew?"
Oh, that's great. Well, he was on Mark Maron, Eddie, and he told this story about when we did Fort Lauderdale and we went jet skiing, and I kept falling off the jet ski and it circles around you, and I was going, people on the boat, help, I'm getting nauseous from the exhaust, help me. And Eddie would always go, people on the boat. So Rodney, so then he would hang out, he would come to the Improv, and he would people would come up to him with a sheet of paper, and he would buy jokes if he liked it. Oh, let me look at this. Oh, I'll try some of them out. If they work, I'll give you the money, you know? So I once came up to him. Okay.
I like this
so one time I had this, I think I told you the story that I had this idea, like Rodney Dangerfield is a police detective. I got no suspects at all. and then Rodney Dangerfield working in a drugstore. I got no secrets, Rodney Dangerfield in a toy store. I got no pipettes. So I went up to him. I can't believe how stupid I was. Remember he was doing these specials
Yes.
on NBC with sketches. I go, I got an idea for a sketch. Each one you come out dressed as a police detective. I got no suspects. And then and then I said, you could have it for free. I got no use for it. He goes, I got no use for that shit either.
You didn't want to take it for free.
You should have told him that.
He's not going to be on an NBC primetime thing. I got no suspects.
You should have told him. I went to Mexico. I said, "No chiclets."
Yes,
No
yeah.
chicle.
At Radio City Music Hall, I got no Rockettes. I got no Rockettes.
Funny.
Yes, and he goes, I got no use for that shit either.
How about the optometrist?
I can't think of it.
Got no vision.
No suspect. I forgot it.
But that's, he said something that really helped my philosophy in show business. So
Ellis.
he used to do all the young comedian specials. Remember for a while he hosted them? So I auditioned for him, and I guess he remembered me from Florida. And I thought I did pretty good. And he goes, you're too low key, okay? And I went, all right. And then I told this to this comedian, Ron Richards. I go, I guess I would have got it, but he said I was too low key. He goes, that's euphemism for no. What you taught me, that anytime they say you're not getting it because of this or that, it just means no. No, like Christopher
A long
Walken.
no.
No.
Here's another one.
The only impressions I could do
Oh
is
my God.
the only impressions I could do is people doing impressions
my
of other people.
God.
Like, I was in Joe Dirt. Did you see me in Joe Dirt?
What part?
I was
Get off the table.
the chemistry teacher or something. And I say, Clem said, shut up, you hard-on. It was Joe Dirt.
Yo, Fred, real quick.
Shut up, you hard-on.
I'll try. You said your mother would always like kind of name people or call people out. There was this old comedian that we met in West Nyack. Did shows in
What's his name?
Poughkeepsie and all this, ran into Woody Allen. He was an asshole. But his name, he sold us the shittiest weed on the planet. His name was Phil Selman.
Wait, what does my mother have to do with
Your
this?
mother said, oh yeah, there goes another one.
No, every time you say that, anytime I say, she goes, he's another one.
Man, I know that part of your book when you said you're going to try to get a job at Burger King.
Oh, this is true. When I was a teenager, I thought I'd apply for a job at Burger King, had my own spending money. She goes, yeah, they're waiting for you.
They're waiting for you.
Shout out to Pearl.
Like, yeah, dream bigger, yeah.
Dream big.
Yeah, they're gonna give you a crown. You're the king.
Yeah. I worked in a place, this is true, in Coney Island called Kosher King. It wasn't hamburgers, it was beef burgers. And a rabbi had inspected. I don't know if it's still there.
You
no,
blessed
it's not.
it or what? Just make sure it was kosher?
Well, kosher means like crazy clean. Like you're not allowed to use the same utensils with fish and chicken. And
You're not supposed to cross-contaminate?
And the first time I was there, cooking, I got all confused. And whatever, it won't be kosher today. I don't know. As Tim Robbins says in Shawshank Redemption, I paid for that and then some. What am I saying?
And that man tells the truth.
You know what my favorite movie is?
What?
Tell me
Dog
about
Day
it.
Afternoon. I want the black guy.
Dog Day
You
Afternoon?
never saw that with Pacino?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, when the true story about the robbery in New York.
Yeah.
Sal, I'm dealing with a guy who thinks Wyoming's a country. The whole thing with Attica. You never saw it?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I love that one, man.
Remember,
When what's his name? Fredo goes, I'm not gay.
Yeah. What does it matter? They'll say anything. But Sonny, I'm not gay. Yes.
But he was,
no, he
right?
was Sonny. Yeah, no.
But Al Pacino was, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
He's trying to get his chase in for his girlfriend.
Yeah, one of my biggest thrills was when I worked on Raymond. I was having lunch with both Charles Durning, who was in my favorite movie, Dog Day Afternoon, and Peter Boyle. I loved him from Joe. He was, Joe movie and a movie Taxi Driver. He was in Taxi Driver. You should see this movie Joe, where Peter Boyle plays a bigot. It's so good, and they go killing hippies.
Damn.
Hardcore.
Yes, but my favorite movie for a while was Shawshank Redemption for inspiration.
I love Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel you have been rehabilitated? Rehabilitated? That's just a made-up word for a fancy guy that you could have a job right there.
Yes. It's a great
Billy
scene.
Dufresne.
It's not a, it's, what's it?
Shawshank
Green
ain't for
Mile.
everybody.
When that scene where,
I know.
when the guy he sadly died, I
Fred
forgot,
making
Michael
it here.
Clark Duncan, when Tim Rabbit.
Michael Clark Duncan, that's a...
The Green Mile, right?
Yeah, the Green Mile. When Tom Hanks says, "What do we do when I say I
Saw a
killed?"
little mouth buzz,
I'm not doing the line.
Do it.
When he does that monologue about, "I'm tired of being a lone boss. I'm
Tired of being a lone boss.
Yes, I'm tired.
I feel pain every day.
Yes, that's such a great.
Every day it hurts
Goosebumps.
so much.
It's a badass
Yes,
movie, though, dude.
you know that.
It's funny because that's a meme in Spanish. Like they took that
Bro,
word in Spanish. Like, that
You know why I
meme.
love that movie so much? Because Damon Wayans is the most funniest comedian ever, bro.
Fuck yeah, dude.
He was on Conan and he was talking about like that movie, The
Green Mile.
The Green Mile, and comparing it to Shaq or Patrick Ewing or somebody. He goes, man, you see Shaq win that championship? I kept saying, man, don't cry, brother.
What he said,
Don't you cry. But then he cried, man, and all those beats started coming out like Green Mile.
it's on that
What's
videotape
his
that you have of
name?
mine.
Ari, what's his name? The impressionist.
Ari Shafir.
No, Spears does a great
Eric
Shaq.
Spears, we had him.
With his eye cross. And, I'm Shaq, man.
Oh, hell yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
he does.
Give me your best Shaq.
He does a great
No,
Shaq.
give us your best Shaq.
I don't know, man. Hey, Kenny. Can anybody doing Kenny? I'm doing someone else. Right
Pretty good, dude.
Kenny.
Give us your best Stallone compared to his.
What are you doing?
Give us your Stallone.
I've been practicing. Hey, yo, how's it going? Hey, I miss you.
man right here, huh?
Kyle Dunnigan.
Yeah, he's good.
He does a great Stallone. He does a great Bill Maher. You know.
Really good Bill Maher.
You
Probably
be John Travolta, bro.
Hey, how's it going? Saturday Night Fever.
I do impressions of, like other people doing impressions. Like I could do a great Jamie. Laugh Factory, buddy. We got the best laughs. We guarantee them. Make God laugh.
Make God
Make
laugh.
God laugh, buddy. I could do. What's his name? I drink your milkshake. No, I can't do him. I could do Melfi on just. Tony, do you think you have emotional problems? That's Lorraine Bronco on Sopranos.
Respond, bro. Tony.
Tony,
You want to
do
see my tits?
Tony,
Absolutely, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Tony, you're being inappropriate. I'm a therapist, Tony. Does that sound like her?
How that extra $1,000 sound?
That's great.
Tell me about it.
Oh, that's good.
Give us your Joe Rogan impression.
Joe Rogan? Hey, they're lying to you about the planes. They don't really fly. That's conspiracies.
It's conspiracy.
He's like, I don't understand. He's funny, a comedian, but everything's so serious. No, I would never take that shake. I have the best shake, and don't use regular napkins.
Pretty serious comedian. On podcasts, he's very serious. Yeah.
Yes, it's not comedic.
Right?
Let me see who else can I
Do
do?
Kramer.
Yeah. That's a good.
That's
Kramer.
good.
Right here, Kramer. Right here.
That's funny, man.
Giddy up.
Do Jerry.
But I don't want to be a cow. I don't want to be a gang
When I
member.
first moved to
That's
LA,
a good one.
when I first to LA, I bumped into Seinfeld at Cantor's, and he sees me and he points his friend.
In the hood.
He goes, "This is me in a funhouse mirror." Why would you have ice cream when you? I know I can't. That's always like Christopher Walken. You know what's his name? Anthony Jeselnik.
Yes.
He sounds a little like Christopher Walken. So my cousin is bisexual. It turns out we never had sex. No, then he does a clever twist. You know what I mean? Does he sound a little like Christopher Walken?
A little stoic, yep.
Yeah.
My Mitch Hedberg impression. Why? Where is the Dufresne family? I'm worried about. I can't do it. You know that bit, the Dufresne family? When you're going to a, they're calling it Party 5 Dufresne, and then they go on to the next one. What happened to the Dufresnes? That's my best impression. Could I do anyone else? Norm?
George.
George Costanza? Jerry!
Jerry!
Larry David.
Who?
Jerry!
You're a schmuck, Freddie. I mean, you're a doomed loser. No, that's Seinfeld. Larry David is similar to other people.
To Ray Romano.
Me? No. You know what happened? I'll give you. So one time, this movie, it's sad, like the director got murdered. There was a movie, Waitress, and it became
I love that
play.
movie.
So what happened was, I get this audition for like some guy in the movie. It takes place in the South, who goes to the diner and singing, "I love you, I honestly love you," like he had a crush on someone. So I said to my agent, "Are you sure I have a New York Jewish accent? This looks like it's in the South." He goes, yeah. These agents are idiots because it's no skin off them to go to Hermosa Beach. You know, you never know because it's nothing for them for you to go 7 miles, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, 7 hours in traffic. So I go there. It doesn't seem right. And the woman, very nice, she goes, "You know, my husband saw you in New York in the comedy clubs. He's a real fan." So they brought me in because they remembered me. But, so then they said, "Can you do this with a Southern accent?" And now I know, whenever there's an audition, they go, "Can you not have your New York accent?" Now I know to go, this is what I am. I'm like Joe Pesci. He just does, to go, thank you, would have been great. But, unless Tarantino wants me, I could study for 7 months,
The two youths.
So I said, I think I can. Could I go in the hall and look it over? Yeah. So like I'm pacing, and what am I? I was so desperate and because you think, oh, they want me. The husband's a fan. So like I said, absolutely, I can. I lied with a coach and then I started doing Jamie. I had to be an Israeli guy. I went, "La Factory, get over there." Not thinking they look at Jesus Christ. So then, did you know a comedian, a really nice guy, Heath Heitch?
Yes.
So he's from Alabama. So I used to do impression of him. I'll go, okay. So then I'm pacing in the hallway, and the casting director says, "I'll help you. I'll read my stuff with a Southern accent. You copy me." All right, that doesn't make any sense. So I started going, all right, I need to warm up because my friend Heath, I study him. You lied to me, Christian. You lied to me. You know, and they went, all right, get this guy out of here. So after that, I will never.
Did you see the movie?
No.
Did you see what happened? Oh, this is crazy, bro. I've seen the movie a bunch of times, but I love it because the movie starts off with her making some bomb-ass pie. It's the lady from The Americans. Rachel, what's her name? Teresa.
Well, she got murdered.
Teresa Russell, I think.
Oh, no, the other one.
Yeah, so the woman that you're auditioning for, the one you have a crush, she wrote the movie.
Yes, and sadly she got murdered.
She was living in New York, and they were doing some construction work next door, and one of the construction workers came into her apartment, assaulted her, and murdered her, bro. And she never got to see the release of her film.
And then first they did that, then they made a musical of it.
The musical now, yeah.
A documentary.
And her little daughter is in the end of the movie holding hands with her. But it's funny,
crazy,
bro. All those pies are good. But the guy who got the role, he ended up being like a foot shorter than you, by the way.
I was never gonna get it.
He was a foot shorter, and he spoke like this. I have a big crush on you. Let me tell you right now.
One time they
And I love my mom.
One time they brought me in for this audition, and it was like this gay guy. And I'm not saying I'm like Russell Crowe, the most masculine guy, but I go, all right, I'll try. But it seems stupid. And the guy goes, can you be more effeminate, you know? And then it turned out the woman brought me in only because her last name was Stoller with one L. And she goes, I just brought you in to see if we were related. Doesn't make any sense.
Hilarious.
Is your mother named Pearl?
I wanted to see you with my dad.
DNA test.
Just ridiculous. So,
23
yes, accents. Could you, did they ever say to you, oh, I once did this commercial again. I only got one, they really wanted me, this guy at the company, luckily. So I'm doing an improv where I'm supposed to be helping someone move, right? And then the director goes, you know, can you be neurotic but not Jewish neurotic? No idea what that
Is there
means.
any other kind?
know.
Yeah.
I said,
a staple.
I say, absolutely. I have no idea what he means.
She was some rich boss.
So I should have said, I'm nervous, but I'm not Jewish. I'm going to get my friend for Christmas, but I'm not Jewish. So then I got the part, but I couldn't be too Jewish or New Yorkish, you know, New York accent. So they kept coaching me. Say the word like I was Pele, you know, like I had to talk clear on the side, correcting me. I did a voiceover audition, and I get the job. They say, we love the character you did, but not a New York accent. They thought I was just some regular voiceover guy making up this Fred Stoller voice. Love the thing you did, but don't be you, yes.
Wow, it's crazy.
Did you ever have
Wild.
an audition where they go, could you not have your Spanish accent? Could you not?
No, I've been to audition with they told me to do a Colombian accent or a Salvadorian accent, or something they just like, I'm into audition where they want anybody. When I did a Colombian one, I just
What's the differences? Do you know the differences?
well, right now I'm speaking like a person who was raised in East Los Angeles,
Yes.
which is a
Chicano
East
accent?
accent. Now if I was a Cholo, if I was a Mexican growing up in the Bay, I'll be like talking more like, what's up, man? It's hella hot over here.
Yeah. Or
You
Texas
know-
Mexican
I
will be
didn't quite
different.
see
too.
that.
Oh, it's so fucked up, eh?
I know this guy. He was Mexican. Barita, Doogie Howser, I saw Doogie Howser. He gave her flowers.
He's a pervert.
Yes.
He's a pervert.
Every time I do Salvadorian, hijo de la gran puta, cerote, tontoria toda la noche.
How
She's
great?
Salvadorian, bro.
How great was?
Hijo de la gran putana.
How great was that movie? What's it called? With I'm an old guy. Can't think of names. Not Raul Julia. Who was the other guy? What's the movie? The guy wrote Yellowstone. Wrote it. Who's the good-looking guy that was in Traffic? Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
What's that movie? It was so
Sicario?
cool. Yes.
Sicario.
Oh, that
Sicario.
was so cool.
The first.
I don't want to say what happens at the end, but
Isn't that crazy how when they go to that house and all
Yes,
those
that's
bodies are buried in that building, in the house?
oh, but what he did to that guy's kids in front of him.
Oh, they had to go.
Did it to his kids.
He must have did worse to that guy, huh?
Oh hell yeah, bro.
Hey man, when they found those bodies,
You know.
they never found bodies like that in America, and if they do, they don't tell nobody, huh?
Well, dude, if you go back to that movie End of Watch, They have the kind of like
Oh,
the same
yeah.
thing, dude, inside the walls. Remember?
You know what movie I revisited?
Oh, yeah.
He's crazy.
Yeah, dude,
and
that's
watch
the
it.
second, the first or second, because that was before or after Sicario. That's kind of one of the first times I've seen it. You know, like
You know what
stuff
movie I
like that.
revisited? I haven't seen it since in the theater. Heat, with De Niro and Pacino.
It's a badass movie, dog.
Yes.
You know, when I noticed that when at the end of the movie, when she goes like this to him,
Yes.
Oh, she didn't name him out, dog.
she went like this because he's a gambler, bro. He's a gambler,
signs.
and then she knows like this. When she goes like this, is that sign for
The
blackjack?
Oh.
But don't get caught.
I'm out.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, that was. There's so many good people. There was
It's actually Judd, right?
there was a guy.
She had a great ass. Antonio Al Pacino.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God. And
Have you seen a movie called On a Mission from God to on a mission on our way to Manhattan? No, on a mission to Coney Island to rescue our friend. Be back by 5. It's an independent movie though, but it was John Cryer's in that thing.
Damn.
He wrote it.
Sounds
Oh, it's kind of
familiar.
newer though. It's
It's
newer, right?
good, bro. Play a little bit of it.
I think you mentioned this shit. I still haven't. No, I watched it.
It's good, bro.
You know what I just watched? I try to come up with older movies
fool's
that
bad, dog.
aren't obvious. We watched State of Grace. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, dude.
Sean
Actually, a little
Penn.
while ago.
I gotta see it again.
You know
I
what's
told
a,
you about it, fool.
You know what's a movie? A great Sean Penn movie, Christopher Walken, At Close Range.
Oh, with he had his brother in that movie.
Yes. Did you ever see that?
Dude, Christopher
You got
Walken's
it. One time,
a dick,
bro.
fool.
That's a great movie.
That's a mean ass dad right there.
One of my
Nina.
favorite. So when I was on Joe Dirt,
Drove him with the fucking
Christopher Walken, they were shooting in the school, so some student was there, and he was a kid probably like 14. He goes, "My dad, we watched the Dead Zone. It's great." He goes, "Yeah, that's a great movie." The Dead Zone. Did you ever see it?
No.
Oh my! Did you ever see the Dead Zone?
Okay, I'm gonna write it down. Right
Yes, with
now.
Christopher
Another one.
Walken.
Another recommendation.
Oh, and Martin Sheen. That's one of my favorite. Besides Shawshank and Green Mile,
Really?
Stephen King movies. The
The
Dead
Stephen King?
Zone. Oh, do I recommend that? It's no, I like ones that weren't the obvious classics, but were still really good. Yeah,
That's where the flavor is, dude.
Yes. Some of them don't hold up, but yeah. So you love what's it called? The movie Joe with Peter Boyle. I recommend that.
Yeah, I
Joe
wrote it
Peter
down.
Boyle is good. Never
You
seen
saw
one.
that?
No.
Oh,
So
you
he
know,
plays a bigot, right?
Tarantino talks about it in that book where he talks about movies that influenced him.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, did you get to meet did you get to hang out around Kid Rock during the filming of Joe Dirt?
No, I was only there for my scene, which was with Christopher Walken and Spade.
Was that shot in Atlanta?
No, it's right around here, some school. My scenes, yeah.
Is that an all-day shoot?
Just a few hours. Did you remember my scene?
Yeah, I've seen that shit.
Play the scene. No.
What's up,
Play
boom?
the scene.
You're also in Drake and Josh, right?
Yeah, it was unbelievable because
The phone guy, right?
He's right here.
not the phone guy, the foam finger.
The foam
guy.
finger.
Yeah, I just did one episode, but whenever someone recognizes me that's like 27, where do I know you from? I go, Drake and Josh, yeah. Because kids, that they would watch that show so much. And Wizards of Waverly Place, Selena Gomez was so down to earth. She was dating Justin Bieber at the time.
Oh,
and
that
the
was
phone
all
would
crazy.
ring. And I'd see Justin, and she was to the side. I wanted to pick it up. Hello, could I talk to you, Justin? I'm Selena.
I'm still.
I would have got
I'm
fired.
Selena.
I would have got fired if I did that.
Hilarious.
Whoa.
What's your Instagram?
I had to think at Fred_Stoller.
There it is, people. Give a big fat follow. Go
Yes,
get the
please,
audiobook.
Show my YouTube page. Please subscribe. 'cause
Show the YouTube
we
page
do
right now.
streams.
Woo.
And we do streams.
I'm streaming.
I'm streaming here.
I'm walking. There's a documentary about the making of Midnight Cowboy. Did you see Midnight Cowboy?
I did.
Yeah, it's great.
Where's the doc on?
Uh,
The documentary for Midnight Cowboy?
Probably,
YouTube or?
the YouTube or iTunes. We just rent it. Some movies you just can't find. I wanted to find. You know what? One of the best sociopath movies is. You see Miami Blues with Alec Baldwin.
Good one, bro. Hell yeah.
dude.
Hell yeah, man.
fool's crazy.
He killed that Harry Krishna by breaking
Yeah.
his finger.
Yes, that was one of the
Takes
best.
that guy's teeth, bro.
Dude, that's a crazy ass movie,
All
dog.
right, this is my impression of Alec Baldwin. Hey, Fred. Yeah, it's Alec Baldwin. No, I'm just imitating Carl Dunnigan doing Alec Baldwin. Yes, I'm Alec Baldwin. Grandpa's getting a little crunk. Oh, I tried watching that reality show. It was painful to watch.
Hilarious. Shh.
The one with the Baldwin family. God, I feel sorry for him. Even without losing, his career for a bit.
For a bit.
Do you think he'll come back? It looks like Lorne Michaels is giving him stuff to bring him back. What do you think?
He's on the
It's
spectrum.
gonna take a while, I feel, but.
I think he's gonna get another shot.
Hey,
more so
yo.
than Kevin Spacey.
Oh man.
I don't know about that.
How about his
guy.
wife, bro, from Madrid, Massachusetts?
Whose wife?
Alec Baldwin's wife.
Oh,
not-
yeah.
Supposed to be Spanish, right?
She's from Madrid, Massachusetts.
Well, I know a bunch of, I shouldn't say.
How you say
Tell
mac and
us,
cheese in
we need-
Spanish?
We need
Mac and cheese.
gossip.
we need clips that should go viral.
we need the juicy gossip stuff.
Yes.
Tell us.
What's up, Food Podcast, man? Fred Stoller right here.
In the house.
Go check out his Audible. Thank you very much, Fred Stoller.
did
Rodrigo, you have shows coming up, right?
Yeah, we have
Big time.
Kansas
KC?
City, June 26th with Martin Rizzo
Yes.
co-headlining at the Comedy Club of Kansas City.
And this Friday, I'll be at the Stand-Up Comedy Club in Bellflower. It's a burlesque and comedy show, which burlesque is rockabilly strippers. So come on out.
Also, anybody that's watching right now, listen to the What's Up Food Podcast. If I do a show locally, it's gonna be only like 15 to 20 minutes because there's a lot of comedians on the show. There's no way I'm gonna do an hour, and they're gonna probably never book me again. Though most of the shows are short, and I'm trying out new material.
Do people?
I'm going to badmouth some, but I won't. A friend of mine saw the night at the Comedy Store, and someone did 45. And, Bill Burr, Mark Maron, they know be respectful. Just do 15. But this person, it annoyed me. It's not. It's just piggish to me. That's my opinion. And I don't do comedy. Last time I did comedy was Norm and before you, so I haven't done it since about 10 years ago we did this. 10 years ago? That's so long ago.
When this fool got hardcore stoned in Tempe, dude.
Oh my God.
That's right. Fred Stoller did a big dab.
I never did a dab. And somehow I made it to the car, back to the hotel, and I was there thinking, okay, there's no way I'm going to be able to walk through an airport tomorrow. Worst case scenario.
Carry me, Rodrigo.
I'll spend another day in the hotel, and then I'll pay for an airfare. But somehow I made it the next
fool's
day.
gone.
That is brutal.
And then there was a hardcore Phoenix gangster cholo trying to break into the green room to meet Fred Stoller, banging on the door. Seinfeld, come out here.
Come out,
That was it.
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld, dude.
Seinfeld, come out, Seinfeld.
He didn't even know his real name. Just Seinfeld, come outside.
I remember
Shout out to
I
Two
worked in
Kids.
Coney Island. I think I told this story.
Seinfeld again.
On a ride called the Tunnel of Laughs.
Not at my show.
Where there was nothing in it, was dark. And I had a Wolfman mask, and I'd have to stand in a tunnel, and people go by, go, "Rrr, rrr." And then they'd get scared, but they'd go on the ride again. This time they'd spit at me. They'd know the Wolfman's going to be there. And this Puerto Rican guy would call me Weinberg. Yo, Weinberg.
Weinberg.
He called
Hola,
me
Weinberg.
Weinberg.
Gente.
So
Dun, dun,
he
dun, dun.
was partially right about my name because it's nothing like Weinberg. But
Stollerberg.
so you guys, do you still
Iceberg.
have the same openers, you guys, and who do you alternate?
Chuck Bartel. We do Chuck Bartel.
Gabby Lamb.
Minnesota comedian. And
Who is the guy I met you from? I met you. He set me up with you. I did the
Flappers?
Ice House with
Edwin
Albert Bell
someone?
and him.
Filipino guy?
No,
I don't know.
Caucasian guy.
Fool doing the annex back then?
I know Chuck Bartel and then
Who's
Larry
Chuck
Bubbles
Bartel?
Brown.
Not Bubbles Brown. I know him.
Mark.
Chuck. Maybe Chuck. What does he do?
The stand-up comedian from Minnesota.
Probably him.
Yeah.
yes,
You lived out here for a
He lived
while.
at George Washington.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I was with you. We did, Irvine. What? Oh yeah, all those. They look
Comedy
like
Underground too, man, in
Yes.
Reno.
Yes.
With Birdman.
all those places in Orange County are like Chuck E. Cheese's. The Improv. They look the same.
Like Chuck E.
It's
Cheese's.
funny when you go. When I opened for Norm at Irvine. I know you want to wrap it up.
Go ahead. I won't. I'll keep going.
But
tell the
they're all
story.
excited, like, hey, I don't care if I'm bad-mouthing Irvine.
Yeah.
They're all like, hey, the acts, but Irvine, they're so jaded, the staff, because it's like, no, it's not like, oh, we got guys coming from L.A., like we were asking for ice cream, and they forgot, they didn't bring us stuff. All right, just sue me for putting down this staff at the Irvine Improv 10
I get some
years ago.
sprinkles, please.
Yes,
Peanuts.
yes.
There was no soup, bro, in Phoenix. They don't sell soup, remember?
At all, huh?
Some
This
mu-
was it,
I
dude.
remember I had stomach poisoning
some
the day
matzo soup.
before I came to, I opened for you in Tempe, and every day I'd go to the, what's the Chinese restaurant, the chain, and just have
P.F. Chang's?
soup. Yes.
Yeah.
I went every day to P.F. Chang's because my stomach hurt.
We seen him right there in the corner on the corner window. And also Chuck Bartel in Tempe, like it was so hot, like his skin's so pale. He walked around with an umbrella.
I remember it. So at Tempe,
Yeah.
in the the lobby, that's what it's called in hotels. They had the continental breakfast for free. So Felipe comes, get out of there. With me, they think, oh, a white guy, he's part of the the convention. Remember that?
Yeah.
They said, you have to leave. Like they just knew you weren't part of the convention.
What's up, fool? So you don't do stand-up at all? Like, they don't get
I
invited?
say you can't dabble. When I worked for Norm, I would do it like once a month, but it got tiring. Yeah, because you even though you still got to do well, because for you and it's long story short, I don't.
Just 10 minutes. You can't remember.
Yeah, but you got to get them going, and then it's
You don't get
like,
the itch to do it?
Not really. I mean, I enjoy doing these things or doing the videos on my YouTube page of animation stories. You got to hang out at clubs. I realize my social anxiety is off the charts. This is nice. I know who I'm going to be with, but just hanging out at Hermosa in the green room and some comics talking about getting into fist fights. I took my shirt off. I beat everyone up. You're in a whole room. These people.
Easy.
Press Stoller told me he walked up to Joe Rogan one time and said, I love what you're doing with marijuana.
No, I say you're taking the sting away. He goes, whatever, dude.
Whatever, dude.
Well, the thing is, I was
This
there.
fool's stupid.
I was there backstage.
With Speedy Weed.
It was Speedweed Week with strippers and porn stars, and he
one,
he
though.
thought I was some
got a
straggler,
party.
which I was, just trying to get free weed and hang out with strippers. He goes, yeah, whatever, dude. And as I'm putting joints in my pocket. Yes. Yes.
Scram. Beat it.
Now, there's some people from the other generation know who I am. There's one I won't. Let's just wrap it up. I don't
One
wanna
more
bad
thing.
mouth.
One more story.
I'm like Columbo. One more thing.
One more thing.
Yes.
Get him a pair.
Yes.
I noticed the shoes.
Oh, these are good
They have
shoes.
dirt on the bottom.
I guess I'm kind of a schmuck, and
Did you?
I gotta get shoes without laces because they never stay. I'm a schmuck. I can't tie shoes. Oh, a girlfriend broke up with me. I'm too self-deprecating.
We'll get your new girlfriend.
You have a girlfriend?
It's Veronica.
Oh, she's texting. She wants you back.
Vero.
You still have your cat?
I have two cats.
Oh, hell yeah.
They love it. I got a catio outside. A catio.
Catio.
I got no catio.
Hey.
Yeah, I got no catios.
Hey, catio.
No, she didn't break it. I'm just making that up, self-deprecating. But the
meows, good night.
catio, yes, I love my cats. Yeah, good to see you again. Hey,
You
Felipe.
too, big dog.
Hey, what are
What's
you
up, fool?
doing?
This week, I'm going to be at the Houston Energy Arena with Concrete, Paul Rodriguez, Nate Jackson, the Easy Band, and Raul Sanchez.
Hell yeah.
And the following day, I'll be in Austin at the Moody Theater with
The Moody Theater?
the Moody Theater
Oh,
with
that's like a slang. in
Rachel
Italian.
Wolfson and 2 other comics.
Hell yeah, dude.
Turn that shit up.
Hell yeah, bro.
Texas
And
barbecue.
Raul Sanchez will be there too.
Ready.
Hell yeah, man. One of the comics is from Kill Tony and the homie out there from New York, the one that hung out with us. The opener. Maron, Italian guy.
What's his name? Tony Dabas.
Tony Dabas.
Tommy Dabadoo.
Hell yeah, man. Also, man, what up? I said this joke last night at the Catalina Bar and Grill, a jazz bar. I thought it was funny, bro. I said that a lot of people getting deported, man, and everybody laughed. It's like you're on Back to the Future and you're looking at the photo of your family and they're disappearing.
That's funny.
And that's how we have for this week on the What's Up Fool podcast. Thank you very much, Fred Stoller. Welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
And I'm glad to hear the guys are still
Rodrigo,
live on the chat.
Rizzo,
Hoverboard,
go check them out
baby.
in KC.